great pleasure that I stand here to introduce a girl who has inspired me in every possible way. She might seem like a shy and quiet girl at first glance, or at least that's what most of us thought. However, her speech has truly inspired all of the junior class, and I'm eager to sit and listen to her speak again. With the great love and pride she has towards her nation, she stands to enrich the minds of those who criticize and continue to live with ignorance. Ignorance that she turns in only a few minutes to knowledge and true understanding of her beloved Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to let us all give a warm welcome to Halima Mohammed.
Thank you, Mike. Dearest friends, today I'm going to talk to you all about something that is very close to my heart and dear to my soul. My dear continent, Africa. Have you ever woken up to a group of people that stereotype about you every day and only believe what the media tells them? Well, I do that every day. Every day I wake up and I listen to people that only complain about generalizations that other people make about them. But yet, at the same time, those same people that are complaining about generalizations and stereotypes are making many more than anyone else. Do to others what you want done to yourself, some often say. Many people say it, but do they really mean it? No. You all stand there and you tell me that you don't like it when people generalize about you or believe that all those stereotypes are true. But yet, you stand there and you make intolerant and insensitive comments about me, my country, and my culture. And you believe it is right just because it is not made about you. Every day you stand there and you tell me about some African child that has no food, no water, no good education, that is going to die in a few days. Well, since you believe the ones about me, I don't believe the ones about you. I'm well aware that you don't go to school on that double-hump camel and that you don't live in a tent in the middle of the desert. I know that. But yet, every time you say something about some African child, the one you are speaking to is being crushed, angered, and saddened by the comments you are making to her. You, yes, you in the crowd, have you ever been stereotyped? Yes. I just asked you a question. Have you ever been stereotyped?
Yes.
I will ask you one last time. Have you ever been stereotyped?
Yes.
I believe the answer is yes. You all have yes to say to me and nothing else. A big yes. If it happens to you, then why do you do it to other people? Why do you choose to do it to me? No. I don't choose to let you do that anymore and continue all that you are doing to me, my country, my continent, and its children. I'm from a continent that everyone puts down, makes generalizations about, and believes it is not the best of places. I am born of the peoples of the continent of Africa. The pain of the suffering violent conflicts of the people of Liberia, Somalia, the Sudan, Burundi, and Algeria is a pain I also bear. The dismal shame of poverty, suffering, and human degradation is a blight on our happiness. The blight that derives from this is the periphery of ordering of human affairs. The evolution of humanity says that Africa reframes and that she's continuing her rise from the ashes. Whatever the difficulties, Africa shall be at peace. South African leader Thabo Mbeki believes it is beautiful to be African. It is beautiful to have everyone stand by you through all your problems. Africa is rising, she will continue to rise, and she will rise until the end of humanity. The media and society put us down, but that is not really the truth. For the next few minutes, you will only hear about the beauty and flourishment that is in the African continent, rather than the backwardness and poverty that most people believe. Did you know that the first sign of life was found in the African continent? Did you know that some of the most influential leaders are African or have African heritage? Did you know that we are all not poor? Did you know that we are all not poor? Did you know that Africa is not a country? Did you know that? It is not a country, but rather a continent that is filled with grace and beauty. You say all you want to say about Africa, but I will tell you what is not said about my gracious continent. You are not told about the people, the happiness and the joy, the many young ones enjoying each other's company, or the old ones sitting sharing wise stories while watching the young ones dance to Dibanj or Two-Face. You are not told about them. You are only told about those who have nothing and cannot make anything out of it. Only them. You only hear about them. Sometimes those who have nothing often have the most. 21 years ago, she was born, a small, pure Fulani child with glowing brown skin and glistening hazel eyes. She was born into a small city in Nigeria. She was not born into what you're thinking, though. She was not born into a family with already 10 children under the age of 5 with saliva and snot coming down their noses and their mouths. Yes, she was born, but not into that. She was not born into ignorance that she sees every day and everywhere. She was born into love and life filled with grace. As we say, it takes a village to raise a child. In a village, you have the mother, the father, the uncle, the cousin's friend, all working together to raise this one child. She was born into the village, but she was raised by more than just that one village or her country, but rather she was raised by a great continent. That same continent that has a man as gentle as Nelson Mandela. That same continent that has a man as influential as Desmond Tutu. That same continent that Kofi Annan is from. That same continent that Cleopatra and the Queen of Sheba are from. That same continent that has great activists such as Kwame Nkrumah. That same continent that has great literary works from Wole Soyinka. That same continent where women such as Joyce Banda and Ellen Sharif Johnson are only striving for the best. That same place where it said, you strike a woman, you strike a rock. We do not put our women down, but rather we lift them up and make them feel like the most beautiful women in the world. Have you ever heard of Father Africa? I believe not. You've only heard of Mama Africa. Mama Africa. Mothers bring people together and make them understand that they are all not different. That Fulani girl with glowing brown skin and glistening hazel eyes was born into what all those influential leaders were born into, to face the world that only has the worst of things to say about her, her people, and her continent. You may choose to put us down because we are a place that is filled with great wealth. A place that is filled with great wealth, it is unimaginable for a non-African to comprehend. You say all you want to say about Africa, but you are not told about the wealth in my country. Nigeria is a place that is filled with so much wealth, you may choose to put us down. You may choose to put down my continent, but you may not do that, because we can handle anything you bring to us. My continent and its people are probably the ones you need to stop making those terrible remarks about, because we truly care about the world around us and the people far from us. What some people consider a terrorist, others may consider a freedom fighter. Whatever it may be, he or she is only fighting for what they believe in, and that makes them a freedom fighter. Will anyone else tell you that? No. They will all call them terrorists. But any African you find knows what it means to want something and to go out and fight for it. We understand you. Now it's time for you to take a step back and try to understand us. I will take the first step for you and invite and welcome you into 21st century Africa, where you will fall in love and not want to leave. Change is happening rapidly in my great continent. Some may even call it the African Renaissance. Whatever it may be, an African will always be a friend nearby, the person who will give you that cup of sugar, and a friend who will give you the push you are longing for. My Africa, its great thriving countries, languages, and ways of life. My great thriving continent is more than just a blob of mud, but rather is a place where you'll find a smile and a hug to keep you going. No matter the difficulties, always remember that the first smile you will find on a rainy day is hidden deep within the great African continent. Thank you.